Welcome to Focus on Standing Strong. Have you ever heard the phrase root to rise in a yoga class? Chances are you have. And what that refers to is this downward movement that helps us get this lifted energetic quality, helps us to get taller. It has physical benefits in our physical practice, which we work to find more flexibility and strength as we move around the world, stability. But as with yoga in general, there are subtler benefits, right? We find this lengthening in the physical body. We find this lifting in the energetic body. We find it in the emotional body, the mental body, right on in. What this kind of echoes in nature is if, a tree, most species of trees, the further they root down to find stability, sustenance, nutrients, it helps them to rise up. They can grow. They have that nice solid structure to keep them rounded to reach a little higher, right? And that's kind of the quality that root to rise is referring to. So it's not only physical, but it's also energetic. So I'm going to start with the physical to show you how to support your physical practice. And over time, you might notice some energetic or subtler benefits. So starting in the physical, we're going to bring ourselves into seated mountain. So find a stable chair, no wheels, no arms. And you're going to sit off the back of the chair, shoulders over hips, legs straight out of hip sockets, knees over ankles, about hips width distance apart. And you're going to push the floor away. You're going to hinge forward. Make sure the feet are parallel. Fluff out your toes and hinge back up. Okay, so you just did a root to rise right there. I don't know if you noticed. But we're going to kind of break it down a little more so you can deepen your practice. So before we get started, I just want to say, if you have any knee issues, you've had any knee replacements recently, or you just have tender knees, I'm going to show you a version that you can do that's less strenuous. That's not quite the right word. Strengthening, engaging, if you feel any tenderness in the knees. Because the goal here is to strengthen the muscles in the legs, not put pressure on the joints. So let's try this. So we're going to lift the toes. And if you want to peek down, maybe to see the lifting in the arch, if you don't have to see it to help you kind of experience it, maybe just stay upright and see if you can feel the lift in the arch of your foot as you lift the toes. So we start with that sensation. Maybe you notice some engagement in the calves and the thighs, and release. And then lift again. Notice the arch. See if you can sense it lifting. And then you're going to feel all four corners of the feet pressing into the earth. So you can fluff your toes. We're going to focus on the heel, either side of the heel, and either side of the ball mound at the base of the big toe and the little toe. So again, if you have any knee issues and this is too much, just back off. And all you're going to do is lift the toes. That is enough to engage your calf muscles, which is one half of the pair of muscles, muscle groupings that support the knee. So just by lifting the toes, that's going to get you on your way to strengthening these muscles. So have no fear. You don't have to do everything I'm doing if it's too much. If it's available, go for it, but find what works for you. So lifting the toes, either staying here or feeling those four corners and pushing into the floor. Here, you'll feel the surge of energy go from the calves all the way up to the thighs, right? Maybe you feel a lifting in the spine. And then we're just going to soften the toes and release. We don't want to cramp in our feet. Want to engage and then release. So again, be mindful of your knees. Try it again, lifting, maybe staying here, and maybe pressing into all four corners. Feel yourself lifting through the crown, and then release. And release the toes. So this is that idea of root to rise. The more you push down into what supports you, it kind of helps to lift you, right? I'll say another thing for my friends with challenging knees. Lifting the toes can get the bottom half. You can clench the buttocks to try and start to work the upper half as well. And that will start you on your way. So that's the complete picture for you guys. For everybody else, lifting the toes, pressing down, and you can even feel your sits bones pressing into the floor as you lift up through the crown. So you feel the more you engage, the further up that surge of strength comes. And then you can release the toes and let it go. What this can do is, in your physical yoga practice, is it can help you find surer footing. What that can do, as I mentioned earlier, is get a stable footing for your physical body, which carries your energetic body, which houses your mental body and your emotional self, right? Partly. we can go deeper into that. And I have other classes, but starting in the physical today. So let's try that one more time. You can either lift the toes or leave the toes down and work to feel that same sensation. So either lifting, pressing into the four corners, or feeling that support as you push the floor away, lifting through the ground. Exhale, release, and let it go. So play with that for a little while. See if it helps you feel strong in your legs, engage the legs more strongly, and then I'll show you in a moment how you can apply this to standing postures. So I'm going to invite you to stand in mountain, feet or hips width distance. Everything's aligned, knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips. We're standing here, right? So we're in this strong, stable mountain. Mountain is the posture where all standing postures come from and go back into. It's this stable place of returning, right? So think of yourself as mountain. So already we're feeling kind of strong. To make it a little stronger, we can add the root to rise element. So lifting through the toes, feel your kneecaps lift. Feel that surge of strength through the calves, up through the thigh muscles, maybe lifting up through the hips, right? All the way up. So we're lifting, we're rooting down to rise up, even feeling like it's surging all the way through the crown of the head to the sky. And then exhale, lower the toes, fluff and release. And again, if you have any knee issues, if this is too much, it's just an option. You can work up to it if it's not available for you right now. If it is, we'll try it again. Lift the toes, feel that lifting, calves lifting, kneecaps lifting, thigh muscles lifting, hips lifting, and maybe my ab muscles lifted to continue that root to rise up. Take a breath, and then exhale, soften the toes, relax your kneecaps, but keep the strength in the legs. So other option, I still lift my toes. I find it helps me, so you don't feel like you ever have to release that. But option to let the toes lifting be kind of like training wheels and then pressing the feet into the floor. So we're going to keep that same sensibility of rooting down into our feet, tuning into those four corners of each feet, and then press down, rise up. So pushing the floor away, lifting up through the crown. We're going to inhale and then exhale, soften without relaxing all the way. And just take a moment. Do you notice? Do you feel a little taller? Do your legs feel stronger? Do you feel like more stable footing? Do you feel a lift through the heart? Do you feel like you're clenching anywhere and your toes are crampy? That's also important information. Just take it in and let it inform. Maybe I need to relax my toes. Maybe I need to relax my jaw. Or maybe I need to stretch my toes out more, right? Information. So that's mountain with root to rise. And as I said, mountain is a standing posture where all standing postures come into and go out of. So let's play with this root to rise in another position. We're going to use it in warrior one. So you're going to face your chair. We're starting in mountain. You're going to slide the left foot back as if on a train track as far as you comfortably can, and then spin the heel in and land it. So the left toes are pointing towards the left front corner of your mat or chair. And let's just find a little movement. I always like to find a little movement before we find our stable postures. And then you're going to bend the knee right over the ankle, pointing toward the second and third toe, and press into the back foot. So we're standing here in mountain. Lean into a wall behind you. Now, this might be enough, right? So standing here might be strengthening enough. It's weight bearing. It's supporting the growth of bone or osteoblasts. So you want to know that this is really strengthening in and of itself. This is an add-on if you feel like you want to go that extra and you're looking for more muscle support. So you can lift the toes, arching that foot, pressing to the four corners. You feel the calf engaging. You feel the thigh muscles engaging. And then spread and lower the toes. And now you feel you have a wide base in that foot. And either way, you're going to find equal weight distribution between both feet. Without straightening the legs, the front leg, you're going to press into the feet and feel yourself getting tall. So root to rise. Inhale. And then exhale, release, bend and straighten. Just to keep it even, let's step the back foot up to meet the front. And then step back with the right foot. And find your warrior on this side. So right toes are pointing towards right front corner of chair mat. And then we're going to bend and straighten. Hips and shoulders are facing forward. And then bend the knee over the ankle. Knee is pointing toward the second and third toe. Draw into the back body. And then again, feel the strength of your legs beneath you. This might be enough. If you want to add that little extra root to rise, lift the toes, feel the arch lifting, feel the calf engaging, feel the thigh muscles engaging, spread and lower the toes. And now we've got a nice, strong, engaged leg, and press into that back foot. Feel strong here. Let's add the arms. So one arm, maybe two, and then feel that root to rise again. Press into the legs, feel a lifting through the heart, through the crown, almost like massages you from the bottom up. Take a big breath here, and then exhale, lower your hands to your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the hands and rock and roll. Lift the back heel, lift the front toes. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Find that mountain stance, and then root to rise. Push down, rise up. Inhale the arms to the sky, and then exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath and release. Soften into the back body now. And there you have it. So bringing conscious awareness into different parts of you can help deepen your practice. Our practice is always deepening, right? We're always students of life. We're always students of yoga. And I have little snippets from my teachers that I use in my practice too. And we're always growing. We're always gathering those little gems of wisdom and support as we evolve. So I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions, reach out. Let me know if you've used this in your practice to any success. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.